So I'm not sure about you folks, but lately I've had a lot of trouble sleeping. I seem to be able to fall asleep, but staying asleep has been difficult. I've found I've been having very vivid dreams or even nightmares, which is not really the norm for me. And I've also found that if I do wake up to use the washroom or get a glass of water, I'm not able to turn my brain off and go back to sleep. Naturally, I started asking myself what I was doing different during the day that would account for this, but the only notable thing I could come up with is this outbreak and all the changes that have come into my life since it started. So it got me wondering if any of you are having the same issues, and that in turn got me thinking about making a video on how to find peace of mind and get a good night's sleep when things are tough. So I started consulting sleep sites online for tips and tricks, and after having made a few changes in my own life, I can say these sleep habits are improving, and I wanted to share that information with all of you. Did you realize that sleep problems affect an estimated 40% of Canadians? That's 40% on an average day. So I can just imagine what people's sleep patterns are like now in the height of a pandemic. And in case you were wondering, the long-term effects of poor sleep are nothing to sneeze at and can include memory problems, irritability, as well as links to heart disease, hypertension, and stroke. So let's start with some of the things we should avoid before bedtime. Number one, the experts at sleep.org recommend ditching the screens and devices several hours before bed. Apparently, the light given off by our devices can put our internal clock out of whack, so it's best to find a tech-free way to unwind before bedtime, like good old-fashioned reading. Although you might think getting some exercise before bed would be a great way to help you get some sleep, the experts say not so much. Exercising releases endorphins, which actually give your system a bit of a jolt, and that's not what you're looking for just before bed. So by all means, do some exercise, and we've linked to some great videos by Stonebridge Community Services on our Facebook page that can help you with that. But keep the more strenuous workouts for earlier in the day. That being said, some gentle leg raises can help improve your circulation, which is a sleep booster, so feel free to try those. Naturally, avoiding worry, especially before bed, is key to getting a good night's sleep. But with a constant barrage of news headlines that just never seem to get better, peace of mind can be difficult. When I was working as a reporter and 9/11 happened, I can recall being absolutely riveted to the TV screen for the latest details of what was happening. And while you need to keep on top of the latest developments during situations like these, I do find it's best to limit the amount of time you spend watching or reading the news and social media so as to avoid obsessing over it. Taking a conscientious step away and only reading the news at lunch has helped me a great deal. If you get to the end of the day and you're having trouble getting your mind to settle, try some deep breathing or meditation to calm and center yourself. There are lots of good free sessions on YouTube. Watch one in the afternoon while enjoying a cup of tea, then put it into practice at night. No computer? No problem. Simply lie in a comfortable position in bed with the lights dimmed. Start with 5 deep breaths in and out slowly. Focus on your breathing, on filling up your lungs, and on controlling the speed at which you release the air from your lungs. After those deep breaths, imagine the colors of the rainbow, and one at a time, imagine yourself taking deep breaths and breathing those colors in. Work through all the colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, then work your way backwards, exhaling all the colors. Hopefully, by the time you're done, you'll feel a lot more relaxed and able to sleep. Meditation is a great way to center your mind before bed. So what about all the stuff your grandma used to say about drinking warm milk to help you sleep? Well, it may help you, but not necessarily for the reasons you think. Milk contains an amino acid called tryptophan, which boosts your brain's ability to produce serotonin. And serotonin gets converted into melatonin, which is a sleepy time hormone. So for a long time, people have held to the belief that warm milk will help you sleep. However, science indicates that the amount of tryptophan in milk really isn't substantial enough for it to have a noticeable effect on most people. That being said, if a cup of warm milk was a childhood ritual for you, and you continue to find that it helps ease you off to dreamland, it may be because of the warm and fuzzy associations you have with the memory of drinking milk. So, long story short, it can't really hurt you to try unless you're lactose intolerant, but don't expect miracles. The same holds true for chamomile tea. Although commonly referred to as a sleep inducer and an anxiety easer, there's no hard and fast scientific evidence to back it up. But if you enjoy a nightly cup of the brew and find it helps you sleep, then by all means keep on steeping. Other things you can do to lure yourself to la la land include having a nice warm bath or shower before bed and incorporating some Epsom salts or scented oils. Let's face it, folks, there's got to be a reason all those cosmetic companies put lavender fragrance in bath products. Unlike warm milk or chamomile tea, though, there's been a lot more research on the effects of lavender. According to Michael J. Bruce, a clinical psychologist, diplomat of the American Board of Sleep Medicine, and a fellow of the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, lavender has anti-anxiety properties and also interacts with a neurotransmitter in the brain called GABA, G-A-B-A, which eases stress, aggression, and restlessness. So if you enjoy lavender-scented bath products or personal care products like lotions and potions, use them. If you have access to a diffuser, you can also add a few drops of pure lavender oil to some distilled water an hour before bed to scent your entire room. A big source of stress for people right now are all the changes that have resulted from the world pandemic. If you suddenly find yourself thrust into a whole new environment, do what you can to preserve as much normalcy as possible. For starters, get up in the morning and go to bed at night at the same time as you would normally. Although it's tempting to sleep late and stay up even later, resist the urge. Keep your schedule as best you can and follow your daily routines as well. Get dressed as opposed to lounging in your PJs. Walk your dogs and step out on your balcony or deck several minutes a day to get some fresh air and sunshine. Humans are social critters, so this whole social distancing thing is bound to upset the apple cart and leave us feeling a bit out of our comfort zones. Combat that by reaching out to friends and loved ones by phone or email every day. It may sound like an odd way to help you get a good night's sleep, but it will definitely reinforce the idea of life going on as normal, which should help ease any anxiety you have. Lastly, if you're working and you now find yourself working from home, think location, location, location when choosing a spot for your home office. In my case, I set up in the hall just outside of my TV room. Although setting up directly in the TV room would have been a better option given proximity to my modem, I wanted to be sure I retained that space as a place that I could get away from work at the end of the day and relax, which helps contribute toward a calm and peaceful night's sleep. I hope you found some of these tidbits of information helpful, and I hope they help you tonight. I wish you all a great and peaceful night's sleep.